Springtime, when a young man's heart lightly turns to thoughts of political upheaval.
Hi, welcome to ROX, this television show. I'm sitting here making it right now, as a matter of fact. I'm editor B, as you can see there in that handy graphic that I've created, because that's my role. I edit this television show, and I do that with these machines here. I sit here all day long and just, well, do things like this, for example. That's the logo for Daisy Brain Media, where I come to edit this show about 40 hours every week. I actually made that logo myself. And oh, here's another thing that I made. Actually, we can't ask for money. Now that is a good point, and we'll be coming back to that idea later in the show. And here's a strange symbol. That's actually a mystical rune. That's some kind of cosmic stuff that we'll get into later. You'll notice that I am sitting here all alone, and that's because, you know, we come into this world alone and we die alone. And actually, that's some more of that cosmic stuff. I'm getting ahead of myself. So right now, of course, the purpose of us being here is just to have a good time, right? So let's get this party started right.
Hey, it's time for a swim break.
Woo! Taking a swim break.
So how's the water?
It's nice. It's really great. Come on in. Well, I'm doing that halfway thing, you know? Oh! Ah! Show a trick. Ready? That was a rated R trick.
Yes. No, they're actual real moles.
Turn around and let us see your back.
Yeah.
I thought he appliqued them to be cool, you know, because it's a statement. Moles
Man, look,
are
you
cool.
can fucking make a ponytail out of that one.
Oh, that one's like got a tail like the 80s leftover.
A rat
We're
tail.
kids of America.
Oh,
I styled myself after an 80s pop band.
do you
like it.
hear me?
Do you care? Well, our friend Mr. G, who's in a wheelchair, he was riding his bike and got into a bike accident. He was wearing a helmet, but he twisted his spine. Just till it broke. He's you know, paralyzed from the nipples down, but we have a lot of fun with him anyway.
So our
I
friend.
still feel his nipples.
Yeah. So anyway, and he still can have sex. Anyway, so he's coming over, and we're gonna throw him in the pool, and we're gonna run away and watch what happens.
Yeah. Hey,
There he is.
Hey, Mr. G.
I'll facilitate Mr. G. All right.
You always look wet. It's a hot day, isn't it?
You ain't kidding.
They're like,
Get 'em
they're
all.
more like moccasins.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not
Here we go. What would you like us to do? Lift me and throw me. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2.
Get in there!
How's the water?
It feels great. Really.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, then you're not touching the side. Okay, well, so we'll see you later, Mr. G.
Bye.
Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm glad we helped you out and everything, but we
Pick me
gotta
up
go.
tomorrow. Okay. What? I cannot.
Bye. Well, we'll see you.
Nothing.
Bye. It's cool.
Nothing.
Bye.
Pool closes at 8:30.
I'm just differently able.
You wanna hear
I'll just wait till they drain it.
You know, I've got friends that are differently abled, and that's okay. Look, see, backwards, forwards, what's the big deal? Yeah, and they get special stickers for this. Ooh, yeah, this is really hard. Ooh, yeah. Making cheap jokes out of someone's unfortunate accident is always funny for the whole family.
Ready? Here we go. Well done. Hey, America. Shake your butt, America. Shake your butt, America.
Kelly, shake your butt.
Shake your butt for the USA.
Yep, so that was our pool party. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I actually was there, though you didn't see me because I was working the camera the whole time. And now I'm here working the edit machines here at Daisy Brain, editing this show. This is, let's see, this is The Harvest, actually. The last episode of ROX, at least for a little while. Anyway, it's springtime, so you might wonder why the harvest. And actually, it's more of a metaphorical harvest. You see, I have this bag here of rune stones. And as you can see, well, actually you probably can't see from up there, but I do have a second camera here. So all I have to do is turn this one little switch and you can get a new perspective on things. Yeah, as you see, there's these rune stones. I have a whole bag full of them. And what it is, this is an ancient method of divination. I don't know if you go in for this kind of mystical stuff, but as you can see, there are all these different stones. They each have a different symbol, and each symbol has a different name and a different meaning. It's kind of an ancient Scandinavian thing. And a year ago, on the time, I was thinking, trying to discern what was going to go on in my future, what was my destiny with this particular career of sorts that I've chosen, this television show. And I drew this rune. Now this, as you probably don't know, is called, what the hell is it? Oh yeah, Jera, which means the harvest, or fertile season, 1 year. Now, I'm afraid that I probably took that just a little bit too literally, because here it is 1 year later, and we're absolutely destitute, which, of course, is the reason that this is the last episode of ROX. But remember, we can't ask for money. See, I told you we'd get back to that after a while. But the cold, hard reality of the situation is that I've got to seek a cash flow so that me and my wife can, have a place to live and things to eat and those little things that I'm sure everyone out there can appreciate. But my wife isn't here right now. I'm sitting here alone at Daisy Brain.
Is it time for the rubber chickens yet?
Well, actually, as you can see, I'm not entirely alone. This is a guy here, Eric White, actually, who has these rubber chickens, no, actually, we'll get the rubber chickens in like next season, maybe, if there ever is a next season. But
next season.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you said last season.
Okay, that's true. Actually, we have been holding off on the rubber chickens because this is a reality-based television show, and we try to show you little chunks of reality. And well, speaking of reality, and my wife, Christy Paxson, who you saw there at the pool, here's another installment of our continuing investigative series about the mall mounds of southern Indiana.
Doesn't work. She needs a little oil. I don't know if you heard that. Jesus, God. These are the ugliest mall mounds I've ever seen. You can look at the mall mound. You can see the once white snow. I have come here today to this very mall mound and its dirty sin to bring something to it, to make an offering to appease it so it melts away. It's so ugly. It's here at the mall. It just wants to be recognized for what it's brought to us. And you know those little hooks that you can buy, that you can put up in your little tiny cramped apartment. This little hook that I bought like for $1.39 at one of these like mini mall stores broke under the weight of my robe. And if it can't even hold a robe, then what good is this hook for? So I give it to you, oh mall mound. I'm not the only person that's been here, you see. Someone is noting that only time can heal a broken heart. Another offering to some cheap shit crap product someone bought at the mall. This is way down in here. This has to be unearthed, or rather uniced. Speaking of ice, it's Light Ice by Miller. What is this? Someone's taken some pills. to symbolize all the illness caused by this dirty mound. This is a monument that we have all made, all of us, by buying all of our cheap, meaningless crap at the mini malls across the United States. This is where we worship. We buy other hooks like this. You see, you bought it, but it never, ever stuck to the wall. Another offering.
So what do you call this religion of yours?
Consumerism. Here we are in the very bowel of the mall mound. The rubber strip. It's the little landing strip for all the trash that comes in. It's already a big, ugly pile of shit. Why not put my disposable razor in there? I mean, what the hell? It brightens this dirty old mall mound up. You could call it an offering. You could call that an offering. To the mall mound, to the mighty, mighty mall mound. It reminds us of all the ugliness that we bring by buying a bunch of cheap, meaningless crap. And it leaves a mighty stain. Kinda comfy. I kinda like my lifestyle. Yes, I'm at home on my dirty mall mound. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna ask me to, just because I did this little, piece, I mean, I'm not gonna have to take back all my stuff, am I? Hey, somebody's old Mountain Dew container. Oh, but it wards off the sun. Yes, it is a visor provided by the gods. This mall mound is infected. Mound pus. Look, it breathes. Ew. Good God. This place makes me sick. What a gross manifestation of our culture. This here mall mound. Ugh. People, we gotta change the way we live.
Well, this has been another urban geography lesson with your tour guide, Christy Paxson. All right, so you see, we have a good time in spite of our financial woes, but still, it can't be denied. Poverty sucks. Or poverty socks. I just can't resist a good pun. But it's funny how these things always seem to happen all at once. Christy and I are getting booted from our apartment, so we gotta find a new place to live. The car broke down, so we gotta find a new set of wheels, and we don't have any money, so I've gotta find a job that actually pays. Now, I know you see me here on television, and there's all these expensive editing video machines around me, so you think that I'm some kind of success. But it's not really true. In fact, I don't own any of this stuff. Well, actually, I do own one piece of equipment. Let me just turn on the other camera down here. Where is it? Yeah. All right. How do you like that? Okay, so actually, there is one piece of equipment here which I own, together with your bartender, Jay, who we'll see here in a second. This is it. It's a Sony VO9850. It's a 3/4 inch editing deck, 3/4 inch SP actually. We got it used for the low price of $5,500. Now, I said I didn't have any money, so you're probably, well, how could I possibly, $5,500? That sounds like some money, right? Well, it's the secret of credit cards, which everybody out there is probably familiar with. These figures that you're seeing represent my credit card debt. You'll notice that my dad is listed there too, but I have to pay him back, so I guess that counts. And these other numbers represent Jay's creditors and the money that he owes. Which reminds me, by the way, again, we can't ask for money, so please don't get the idea that that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to supply you with the information that I know you crave. In any event, this is non-commercial television. That's the whole idea of access television, is to provide some kind of alternative to the corporate mainstream media, something that's non-commercial. So obviously we're not in it to make a buck. We're doing this to communicate, and here's an example of that. So we have a letter here that we're going to read you. Well, this actually is not a letter that was written into us. We found this in the local newspaper, and actually it doesn't mention the name of our show anywhere in here, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this is written kind of to and about us. This letter is titled, by the way, in the newspaper, it was titled, "Show is Boring." To the editor. Obscenity by student actors in a recent BCAT TV show
is not all that offensive.
We've grown accustomed to four-letter words.
What is the pits, however, is the assumption by these very confident young folks that this production is interesting and entertaining.
Their efforts to be shocking and comical only result in a pitiful exhibition of poor taste and juvenility.
Their show is strictly from Dolesville.
Dear students, please don't go public.
Save these gems of home talent for your peers at frat parties and to show your girlfriends.
They will surely reward you with giggles.
Most of the rest of us adult people are not amused by your repartee and antics.
It's just flat out boring.
Don't bray because you may be recognized as a donkey. Cheers.
Cheers. I think that proves that it's about our show, because you say cheers before you have a drink.
From Samuel Harrison.
Wow, well, we should go interview him.
Yeah, a member of the community, Samuel Harrison. And we actually interviewed him recently about this, and here's that interview right now. Hi. All right, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Have any trouble finding it?
Oh, no, I was just running a little late because of the snow.
Everything here is, typical bachelor quarters.
1983 port, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a port drinker and a beer drinker, huh?
Well, I drink, beer mostly. I mean, I'm not really much on wine. I usually have a bottle of port or sherry around.
I'll have to taste it. Wow. Wow, it's nice and sweet.
Is it all right?
Yeah, it's good.
I've written, I don't know how many letters to the paper, and they've published over 50 that I can think of. Anyway, I'm not morally righteous. A long ways from it. Maybe I'll try some of that port.
All right.
Wine kind of makes things mellower, you know.
Yeah.
Takes the edge off reality. Who needs reality?
Yeah.
Well, I don't object to obscenity if it's clever or if it's, in its proper place and all. I mean, I don't especially like dirty jokes and dirty limericks, but, if they're clever, I'm not a Puritan. But on that show, it just seemed as though you made such a point of it. And it was, like a smart-aleck kid was what I thought, Because I'm an old guy. And well, let me show you my castle.
Sure.
Well, it's just a plaything, and this is about the fourth or fifth one I built. This drawbridge comes down. Now you pull that other red cord over there.
This one here?
Yeah. Turns on the light. And there's sound effects. That's a bird. Would you like to come in? Now you go in through this macrame curtain, which increases the mystery of it, I guess, or something. All right, now I'm in. All right, come on in.
All right.
2 adults in here. I've had 3 or 4 children in here at once. It's sort of interactive, I guess you call it, because there are all these cords to pull. Now, for instance, right up there, there's a red one. To pull that red one. That's the treasure chest comes down and it's from the secret hiding place. And you want to take a shot of it there? And inside, of course, is play money, jewels, sometimes a fortune cookie. I made this from scratch, and it was just something to do. You're really going to make a show out of this?
So that was quite an experience. Samuel Harrison, a guy who has a lot of love for life, and I had a great time. And now I'm driving home, videotaping myself as I drive, kind of a little bit tipsy on this port wine. He gave me the rest of the bottle. And so, oh gosh, almost ran off the road there. So anyway, obviously, here's a guy who has some just criticism of ROX and what we do, but yet, he's willing to share it with an open mind and love in his heart, and that is what counts in my mind. So. And there's men working ahead, and I'm afraid that I'm going to run over one of them, so I better stop videotaping now.
So, you see, there's been a lot of good things that have happened along the way. And now I'm reaping the harvest. Kind of just the bits and pieces that have accumulated along the way. Anyway, I'm sitting on the floor now because the goddamn chair broke. So actually the camera's sitting on what's left of it. Anyway, there's been a controversy growing here in town for a little while now, surrounding People's Park and the issue of kids and guns and gangs and drugs and a bunch of different things. And recently the shit kind of hit the fan with this police pat down in People's Park, which you may know about if you live in Bloomington. If you don't live in Bloomington, well, you'll just have to try to figure things out for yourself.
I'm Greg Moore. I'm from Apache, Anarchist Political Action Committee for Health and the Environment. Doesn't take very many Apaches to take over a park. I think we've taken it over. I think we've taken over People's Park. There's the very dangerous hacky sack crowd over there. If you move a little further to the southeast, you'll see the ever dangerous purple-haired pinochle players. They're very dangerous. And we have the tree people. We have the tree people over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did you catch the tree people?
Oh, yeah. They're very dangerous.
They have successfully taken over that tree.
It's good to see you all out here. The reason for this was to make a statement about this being People's Park. We're tired of police harassment. We're tired of not being basically left alone in a place that's set up for you all to do what you want to do. I mean, within limits. Don't shooting each other. You know, and of course, you can't wear your hat backwards. This kind of shit is illegal. Get you branded as a gang member.
I want to tell you about the gang problem in Bloomington. They wear colors. Usually comes in kind of like a suit coat. It's gray or blue. They have a little piece of rag kind of drapes down. It's got diagonal stripes across it. They're spreading dangerous chemicals among us. Dioxins, PCBs, trichloroethylene. And they sat on both hands, probably with a thumb up their ass, while this stuff gets in our food chain, in our water, in our soil. We can't do anything about that unless we kick their ass out of the positions of power.
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated.
The cops are always gonna be cops. Why don't you just stay out of their way? Don't wear your damn flag and be in a gang. If you want to do that, fine. Don't expect me to support you. Don't expect me to go, oh yeah, man, right on when you talk about killing cops.
And we remember very clearly what happens when people with a lot of political power raise the level of hysteria and direct people's awareness away from fundamental problems like greed and corruption in very high places that are pervasive throughout basic social inequities, racism, sexism, the big ones that we're always struggling in our daily lives to try to overcome. They direct people's attention away from them, and they tantalize them with this notion that their property and their safety is imperiled by young people. Get a grip!
God damn it, we want safety, and we don't want harassment.
Right.
Get a handle on your cops. They're not bad people. They do what we pay them to do. Elect people and tell them to do what we want them to do.
Some policemen just don't care. One time I heard about these kids were just walking down the street and some policemen started beating on them.
Finally, I want to say very clearly that the #1 issue for the mayor's race in Bloomington, Indiana in 1995 should be the removal of Chief Steve Sharp.
Hey!
Ho, ho! Steve Sharp's gotta go!
Hey, hey!
Ho, ho! Steve Sharp's gotta go! Ho, ho! Hey, hey!
Ho, ho!
Steve Sharp's
Gotta go! Hey, hey! 2, 4, 6, hey! We won't live in a fascist state! 2, 4, 6,
Hey, we won't live in a police state.
Up against the wall.
Hey, ho, Steve Sharp's gotta go! 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 Hey, ho,
it, so that's what happened, and now you've seen it for yourself. And that's the end of the show. The end of the end, actually. The harvest, the last episode of ROX, at least for a little while. I did want to say thank you, though, to all the people who've helped make it happen. You're great people, so thanks a lot. And other than that, I guess there's not a whole hell of a lot more to say, except that I am happy. I'm proud of what we've accomplished with this little ongoing artistic project of making a weekly TV show for, what now, 3 years that we've been doing it. It's been a lot of fun, and I guess we can walk away with a clean conscience and know that we've accomplished something, even if we're not sure exactly what. We'll be going into reruns over the summer for Bloomington, which we would be doing anyway. Up in Indianapolis, though, it'll be all new for you guys because you haven't seen most of this stuff yet. So, as a matter of fact, now that we're on the internet, it'll be brand new to everybody, so we can kind of kick back and rest on our laurels for a while, and I can look for a real job. Wah, poor me. Anyway, that reminds me, I did want to leave you with one parting thought.
So I'm sailing on a sunset sea. Don't need no one to deliver me. I got elders and I got children. I got a God who's got dominion. Tune my ears to a higher plan. Do I need a gift? Have a song, man. I write it all down so the legacies last. Join me somewhere right now in past times. Funk with the rhymes, funk with the rhymes. Smoky vapors and incense lines. Float to the ceiling, it's all about healing. Yeah, dig that feeling. But it wasn't always like that. We were selling on slave ships black. Roots got pulled in chains, get shake, leaving us a new world to make. Won't you come with me on a middle passage, on a journey from the river to the sea? Come with me on a middle passage, on a journey from the river to the sea. Now I'm tripping on a shackled leg. Mad slave owner wants me to beg for my life, but that ain't right. Struggling means I puts up a fight. The way we lived at home was fact. Spirits was free, at least we had that. Now it's hard to dig what I find. I got family on my mind. Different languages we all speak. Stronger ones uplift the weak. I know the meek will inherit the earth. Not when I'm going for $1.50 worth, but Europeans don't have to dig what they sing. Freedom, a state of mind, a state of being. Plant your roots where they run deep traditions to keep, so I beat the game. Slavery's insane. Won't you come with me on a middle passage, on a journey from the river to the sea? Come with me on a middle passage, on a journey from the river to the sea. That leaves me stalking, walking a land that hates me, but I don't even let that face me. See, I walk and talk and I talk, the walk stuff is rough, but it ain't my fault. This world is kinda strange, this world has got to change. We all got to walk together, or God's gonna give funky weather. Souls are floats to the left and right, slavery's now out of sight, but all of us still feel that pain. Death is leaving an ugly stain on the hood and everywhere. We got to live life without fear. Gotta find time, undo the damage. Walk with us on the middle passage. Won't you